Speaking of speaking of having tough conversations, I wanted to ask you, Egberto, about your book. It's Worth It. Could you tell us a little bit about what it's about and what inspired it?
Okay, sure. A while back, I was really a wild left-wing progressive liberal, whatever you call that took no prisoners. In other words, the right was simply wrong, right, and all that kind of stuff. And as you get older, you kind of realize that things aren't, being right is not enough. Being right is not enough. So I joined an organization after seeing this young woman called Coffee Party USA, and what we were an organization that tried to get people of different political persuasions to work together, not asking anybody to give up their particular ideology, but simply to have the conversation. And my theory is usually if you can have the conversation, the best ideas actually runs itself to the top. And as all of us know, the best ideas are progressive. So that's what usually runs ultimately, right? So I joined the organization and I kept on doing what I did. But, it also taught me how to talk to other people. And it also lent itself to me being able to reach a new audience altogether. And since things were so bad, I've been thinking about writing this book for a long time. And the whole idea was how do we put ourselves in a posture to talk to people that completely disagree with you? And I want to tell you a little story using the Medicare for All thing. I was sitting down in Starbucks. I used to work at Starbucks, do all my blogging at Starbucks. There are times I'd be 10 hours at Starbucks. Wow. And this woman comes in, nice white lady comes in and she sits next to me and she says, "I see you here all the time. What do you do?" And I'm like, well, I write a lot of blogs and that sort of stuff. She said, "Oh, but I never told her I was a progressive. Living in Kingwood, you probably think I'm one of these black Republicans out here." So I said, so we started talking and she was talking about healthcare and I started telling her about healthcare and how it should work. And we had a good conversation. I'm telling her about why I think if there was one insurance company paying it and paying the bills and all of that. In effect, what I did was described Medicare for All in terms that she could understand. I didn't say the government was the single payer. I just said an insurance company, in my case, a company that is the government would be the single payer. I catered, and I meant she ate everything. She was ready to go. In my mind, I'm like, I sure hope you don't tell your husband about this conversation because he's going to see exactly what it is. So after a while, I kind of felt bad because I said, "Hey, I just want to let you know that I am likely the most liberal person you have ever spoken to in your life. And I am, I told her I'm a democratic socialist and that these are the things that I believe in." She looked me straight in the eye. She turned red like a cherry. And she said, "But you're so nice."
Wow.
And I looked at her and I said, "You see, ma'am, we're all nice. The caricature that you see on TV is not what we're all about. We're all trying to find the same things. And like you see, you actually liked what we're talking about." And she, at first, after the shock left, she just, she just had that stare in her eyes, like, wow, And then she, when she's leaving, she was like, "Wow, it was great having the conversation," or whatever. "I hope to see you here more often so we can talk about these things." So I mean, the kind of stuff that I talk about in the book really works. But what I kind of catered it with as well is not only how to talk to these people, but to make sure that progressives have the talking points. So a lot of this book has the talking points on Medicare for All, what the Green New Deal, and all these different things in a language that people can see. It's not only terms. Why is it that an economy doesn't work? Why is it that these things are supposed to work the way they do? And I think that was that was kind of where we're coming from when we wrote the book.
Awesome.
What's your goal? Like if you say, okay, this is my life path. This is this is where I'm going to be. What's your goal? Like, do you have like a certain percentage of people that you'd like to kind of change the way they think? Are you happy if just one person does it? What if you could have the perfect scenario, the perfect ending? What's the goal?
From 30,000 feet, I want to change the world, right? Now, on the individual basis, I love what you just said. I believe in doing it one person at a time. And I think if all of us do things one person at a time, because what happens is, the other day I was talking to somebody and they said, what do you do? And I said, the first thing I do is try to get them to like me. Because if they like me first, they'll listen to me, right? They'll disagree with me, but I'll at least have the audience if they don't have that wall initially up. What I tell people is the biggest, the worst thing I think a black person hates is when a white person tells them you are not like the others. The best thing a black person likes to hear is that when they're talking to you, they don't talk to you as a black man, but they talk to you as a man. So there are two distinctions, right? One is like I remember one time I was out there, because at Starbucks, this particular Starbucks, a whole lot of folks like to come and have conversation. And if you want, I don't get upset often, but the one time when I get upset, it's when you're like, oh, but you're not like the others. And I'm like, BS, that is like calling me a reverse N or something like that, right? So no, that's not a starting point. That's because that is an excuse for you to have a conversation with me. In other words, you wouldn't otherwise have had a conversation with a black person, but because I have given you honorary whitehood or honorary something else, I feel okay to talk to you or to give you some, that is the excuse most racists use, right? And the bad thing about it is too many of us fall into that sphere where they think that is somehow a compliment.
It's a passive aggressive,
right.
bid. It's a form of aggression. It's not meant to build you up or build the relationship. Like you said, it's meant to kind of have this, disconnectedness with what you represent, right, and your identity. And you're right, it is terrible to have. What do you look like when you get angry? You seem like you're very easygoing.
Oh, I can get angry. I can get angry, but again, doing video, radio, and all of that. The one promise I made is that you would rarely ever see me. I have full control of my faculty. Well, 99.9% of the times I have full control of my faculties. But after that, there's you get at my daughter, you're in trouble, man.
We cut to a bus driving down the road, a long, lonesome road. And Amici, I gotta say, sitting here on this bus for the last 10 hours chatting with you, it's been great. It's been great. I've been loving every second of it. It's really great meeting you. I have a bit of a confession. I want to get out. I know I probably should have said this sooner, but if I take this hat off, you'll see that I'm actually a human-sized alligator, and I just didn't want to freak you out.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I'm actually. Yeah, I'm wearing clothes, right? I got the shirt on, but if you look at my hand a little closely, you'll see it's actually a claw.
Oh my God, I didn't know.
Yeah, and I have. The hat was obscuring it, but I have a really long mouth that could crush bone if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still the same alligator. I'm still the same guy that we've been chatting with the whole time. I have my views on Friends and which Chappelle special is the best one. So is that okay with you? Are you good with that?
Yeah, it's just. You don't like the other alligators I've met in my life.
What's that supposed to mean? I mean, I feel like this is kind of why I do what I do, because the news portray us as monsters and animals out there in the swamp trying to steal babies. That's not what we do. I'm saving up to buy a house right now. It's really hard to get a loan as an alligator.
Sure. I'm just saying from my own personal experience. The other alligators I've met. One took my left hand, and that's kind of colored my experience and thoughts about.
So you had one bad experience with one alligator. and now all of a sudden you have a view on all the alligators. Don't you think it's a little? Don't you think you're kind of being a little prejudiced right now?
I mean, it was a really big moment in my life, you know?
We cut to the alligator at home with his wife. See, that's what I'm talking about. You always want to put on human clothes and try to engage humans. You want to talk to them, see how they think, you know, thinking if you could just change one human at a time.
One human at a time.
They're going to be different with us. Well, they're not. I've been trying to tell you, Antoine, we're alligators. We eat humans. That's okay.
No, we don't. That's what the news says about us. That's what the news says. We're carnivores just like them.
There's nothing wrong with eating humans. That's what we have done. That is who we are.
Let me take my human clothes off before you start saying this stuff.
See, that's what I knew. I knew when I bought those.
A rock crashed through the window with a note on it.
Lord.
Get out of here, Gator.
You see this? You see?
Look, yeah, I see. They're not ready. They're not getting the message.
And you're going to change them by wearing human clothes? I say we just go out there and chomp them down. Ain't nothing else they can do. If we run fast enough, we get about 30 miles an hour. If we get them fast enough, there's nothing they can do. And if enough of us are doing it, what can't the alligators take over?
That's what I'm trying to avoid. I want to be peaceful here. I want to be the nicest alligator they've ever met.
Where's the fighting alligator man I married? You've gotten older.
That was back in college.
That's right.
That was back in alligator college.
You just want to be all nice with him and talk to him and write books about it. It's not. I don't know.
What don't you know? I'm still the same alligator. I'm just going about it a different way. I'm trying to speak their language. The way we're doing it is we're just gonna butt heads.
We got to Amichi's house. Hey man, everyone, thank you so much for coming to my birthday party. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. The invite surprised me.
Okay. Hey everybody, my alligator friend is here now.
What?
You got an alligator friend?
Hold on.
Yeah, I do.
He didn't bite you or nothing?
No, he's very articulate. He's very
articulate. Hold on. Wait a second. You don't have to introduce me as your alligator friend, all right? I'm just another being that we can speak with. We can all be friends. It doesn't matter that I'm an alligator, all right? I'm not particularly articulate for an alligator.
Amici, is this one of your projects? You always like working on some new thing every year. You go rescue a cat and you want to, bring it into the White House. Is this one of those things? Because I'm tired of it, honestly.
I mean, it kind of is. Remember, I lost a hand to an alligator. I'm trying to get over that fear. That's what I'm trying to face this year.
You never get over that fear. I mean, look at him. Look at his mouth. Look at his bone structure. I mean,
my bone structure. Does anyone want to discuss what Chappelle's special is?
Like a slump right now.
Amici, it's okay. I had an alligator friend once, long time ago, back in college. It was really nice. He didn't bite anybody. As a matter of fact, he had all of his teeth removed. He had his snout cut down. He went on to marry a regular human woman, and everything was fine with him. So you keep doing what you're doing. I like your project.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't think alligators need to have conversion surgery. I think that we're fine the way we are, and that as long as we can all appreciate what we bring to the table, maybe we can.
Hold on, I think he's getting a little angry.
Yeah, speaking of
tables, a little angry, don't you feel?
What are you going to eat today at this birthday party? I mean, I don't think alligators eat birthday cake.
We can eat birthday cake. We can eat chips. There's a little charcuterie board. What's this? How do you pronounce it? Charcuterie.
Oh yes,
that's one. I actually got something special for you. There's a couple of live chickens in that crate over there that I got just for you, and I know
I'm gone. I'm out of here. I'm going to the bus.
Love that stuff.
And scene. Oh,
scene.
Ended on you people. Good God.
I like that. I like that.
It's worth it.
I just picture he had on like that trench coat like Raphael had in the Ninja Turtles when he was walking around New York with the the hat and the trench coat.
Like a really high.
Yeah. In New York, and people just like, who's that
I
guy?
pictured him in a button down with a tie kind of loosened about the neck.
You just got off of work.
Like he just got, like, he wanted to be relaxed. He wanted to be relaxed.